Everybody is talking about ways to increase your energy and your frequency for the new earth that is not only coming, that is here right now. And I'm so happy about that. Yet there are very few that are talking about things that you must get rid of. So in this video, I'm going to go into 5 categories, and they're going to be subsets within those that will help you gain access into New Earth. And these are things that you need to drop off, change, alter, leave. And number 4 is potentially going to knock your pants off, which actually I don't know what that exactly means, yet me likey. Welcome to the New Earth Eden podcast. I am your host, Eden Cause, and these shows, whether it's me solo or interviewing, is all about the new earth and moving into the new earth lifestyle. Yum. The first thing that you can't take into new earth is anything that limits or masks your own consciousness. And within this number one has 5 subsets. So you're going to hear 5 a lot. And I've written them all down so I don't forget them. All right, the first one, I thought this would be the easier one to do first. Yeah, they're all not very easy, but they are easy, but they're not. TV, national news, mass entertainment, national sports. And I'm not requesting that you forgo all of this, just to be discerning, because we're in a really neat time period right now where so much used to be negative programming, fear-based, to keep you down, to keep you locked in, to be scared of your neighbor, to be scared of what's going to happen in the world. Yet now there are so many amazing choices. So news, I would encourage staying away from the big networks, the CNNs of the world, the Fox News, the ABC, and attempt to find, because there are a lot of really great outlets that give you news from a neutral standpoint that let you make your own decision. Entertainment, major darkness, rituals. Oh, gracious. Some of the violence, so intense and extreme. Overt sexuality, parts that have become so accepted by mainstream society and seen by children. Yet there is stuff on the other side that is very loving, very heart-based. I include this as entertainment. There are lots of light leaders, conscious people out there that are really putting out heart-based stuff, content for you to consume. With national sports, so much has been about greed, and so much has been about, rigging scores and propping athletes up to be much more important than they actually are. So just if you have a favorite sports team that you love to watch, again, take it all with a grain of salt, that literally not a lot of it is real. So maybe moving towards more local sports or something that you can really put your heart in and invest in. Now, subset number 2, sugar. And again, I'm not saying, oh my gosh, you can never eat sugar again. I would encourage you to minimize, to try to do less, because sugar, I believe, was put here on earth to keep our frequency low. I believe it is a toxin to the human body. For example, cancer thrives on sugar, that when people who have that illness take sugar out of their diet, miraculous things can happen. You've probably heard that sugar is more addictive than heroin. So I'm also, if you're watching this, going to put some images out that basically show with sugar cubes how much sugar is in, for example, some of the sodas, some of the candy bars and sweets that we eat. And when you think about processed foods, it's in pretty much every piece of processed content that you can buy in the grocery store. When you start reading labels in general, you will start to be amazed that sugar is in ketchup, it's in salad dressings. It is so prolific, and you can really start going with brands that do not have sugar in it. And for me, I use xylitol because I like sweet things as well. It doesn't mean that you can't have anything sweet anymore. Sweet is beautiful. Again, all these tastes, sweet, sour, they're all amazing. Oh, and I wanted to give a plug back to TV and news and entertainment, and with all of this in general, that we've got major contrast going on with the dark and the light, and the dark is a gift. because if we didn't have the dark, we couldn't see the beauty, the lovely things. So it's not about going, oh, the dark is bad. The dark is great. Thank you so much. You're such a gift. So because of that, I can turn and see something else, something more beautiful. Oh, and that also leads back to TV in terms of the surveillance that is on your phones and with TV, that you can choose to not consent, that you can be in it, but yet when your vibe increases, you're not a part of that world anymore. Does that make sense? I sure hope it does. We are coming into subset number three of the bigger picture, anything that limits or masks your own consciousness. Now we're going to move to alcohol and drugs. And again, my motivation to you isn't, oh my gosh, you got to quit this completely. If you could just back off, if you could just minimize. Okay, I want to plant some seeds. For alcohol specifically, isn't it interesting that this toxin is involved in pretty much everything that we do, especially in Western society and also across the world? Let's get into holidays, into celebrations, into baptisms. Why is it a rite of passage for young people to move into adulthood? And we're not only talking about drinking, we're talking about getting flat drunk. Why? Why do you think that is? Because alcohol masks who you are. It masks your truth. It masks your authenticity. And with clients that I work with, why do you think alcohol is also called spirits? So, my clients who have had addictive problems, what I see is when they come into that state, the darkness comes to them and basically noodles issues or problems. Oh my gosh. And it whispers in your ear, you are truly not deserving. Or remember this that happened to you when you were this age. You need to really not like that person. And I'm not just putting these crazy little images here to create fear. This is actually what I see. It just messes with your mind, it messes with your heart. So, especially right now with the darkness really trying to keep its foot in place, it is, you have one sip and it is just there. So, from a bigger picture, with that, I also encourage you to really walk away. And that also includes any kind of drugs as well. It does kind of the same thing. It really masks who you are, even the what's considered gentler marijuana. It dazes you. You lose focus, you lose your concentration, it deadens you. Why would you really want that? And that's another thing in society that is a big picture part of everything is we almost don't feel like we can just be ourselves and that that's enough, that we have to have a drink to be able to talk to people. We have to have that to feel like we can actually connect, that we can go out into the world and actually, you as an individual, I want to know you. I want to know the full you. Well, I really don't like to go personally to events where there's drinking, where there's, because the conversations aren't real. And I want real, and more people are going to be desiring real. So it's going to be easier to not drink, to not be a part of this anymore. Isn't that nice? And here's a strong one for me, subset number four. You may completely disagree with this, yet I had an experience a couple months ago where this really came clear to me. Yet, I believe we are at this time now where the use of psychedelics, mushrooms, LSD, any kind of mind altering drug, even if it's a natural drug, that you just don't need it. That you can create these states of consciousness without anything outside of you. For example, I'm going to use me. When I didn't have food or water for 4 days, I ended up having this amazing lucid dream. And pretty much every day I see across the veil, I see things that most people don't see. And that's because I've upped my consciousness and I work on myself all the time to have every day more what were considered altered states, which I believe as we're going into this new earth, these are normal. These are things we can all see and we can all achieve, yet we've been closed down from them with our pineal gland, and now our pineal glands and our third eye are opening. I have clients also that had some mushroom experiences, and they're also realizing I don't really need these mushrooms anymore. Like I talk to the trees on my own. Nice. Okay. And the last piece of this is pharmaceuticals. And again, this isn't about going cold turkey off your medications, because I do believe that medications are needed at times. Yet the old world pharmaceuticals were based on greed and profit. We are in a time period of radical responsibility where you take ownership for every part about you, even the parts of you that are wounded, hurt, chronic pain, chronic illness, that these are the same thing. They are a gift, and it is time to look at it that way. It is something that propels you. It is not here to hurt you. It is something for you. And if you are willing to move away from these products into yourself, into your soul, into your heart, into believing that your body is the master communicator, it tells you if something is blocked, if something is off center. And if we just take a drug to mask that, we can't really figure out what the truth is. And this time is also all about the truth. Beautiful. Let's move into number 2. The second thing you can't take into New Earth are relationships that make you small, that are untruthful. And there's that word again, mask the real you. I'm going to keep this a little short because there could be a lot of discussion on this, but yet to let you know how you know the difference, or can know the difference between a relationship that is really good for you and one that is not. Any relationship where you feel like you oughta and you should do something, that's not so great. Any relationship where you feel like you have to act or speak a certain way. Any relationship that you feel that you cannot be yourself. This also gets into blood relationships, family. There are so many clients that come to me that basically say, well, they're a part of my family, so I have to love them and I have to be with them. You can love them, yet you can love them from afar. Okay, we're also at this time period where we're seeing that so much of our family is not who we were born into. Our star family, for example, and I have so many people that are not blood related that I consider my sister or my daughter. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. And let me throw this little nugget out there. We are in this time period of this great awakening, moving into the new earth, where narcissism is going to be uncovered on every level, not only in politics and in society, but within relationships. So that is another big thing that my clients are coming to me with and going, oh my gosh, this was shocking. I didn't realize this. I didn't see this. Now it's being seen on so many different levels. So yay. Third thing. Third thing you can't take into New Earth is old concepts of masculine and feminine. You must embrace new thoughts. We are leaving the patriarchy. We are leaving the old masculine paradigms of control, competition, loudness, knowing it all, into men taking the role of protector of the feminine. Men are moving towards the highly evolved masculine archetype that balances traditional physical strength with wisdom, benevolence, and emotional intelligence. Men are moving towards more vulnerability and the ability to show more emotions because they have been taught that showing emotions is weakness. And divine feminine needs to be there to go, no, please share this with me. This is actually stronger of you. This actually increases our connection. And within that makes us stronger. And women, oh my gosh, feminism, really realizing that that was there to divide us. Also, this toxic masculinity. What is that? The female, I'd love to take this role, is now here to lead, to create with kindness and that's a really hard word to say, inclusivity. Oh, I said it. That's awesome. Men are here to use their physical strength to help women. And it doesn't mean that men are weak, that suddenly women need to take the forefront and men are secondary. Not that at all. We are going to see that we are truly equal in our differences, in our uniqueness, and that we all contain this power that is beautiful, and it can be done in ways that are within balance. I don't know if I'm talking straight here. Ways that are in balance, ways that are in peace, ways that are there's the word I'm looking for, complementary. The fourth thing that you can't take into New Earth, which is a little shocking, and you might be like, Eden, I can do 1 through 3, but this is just, you are asking a little too much. All right, let me move into it. Sexuality. We are moving into a time period where casual sex, one night stands, energetically, they no longer have a place. Because sexuality is sacred. When you have sex with someone, you are exchanging your energy, you're exchanging your heart. This is not something that is casual, it is deep. It is also a soul exchange. I'm going to get serious here for a minute. So I would encourage that the person that you decide to do this with is someone that you love. That love needs to be found first, and then you can really move in to an intimate sharing moment, one that is sacred, one that is full of trust, one that is full of heart, one that is so much of you. Talking about relationships, I ought to do this in performing with sex. I should do this. That you also move into this way where you can be yourself, you can be authentic, you can explore sides of yourself that you never thought were possible. You can be vulnerable. And sexual intimacy, oh my gosh, talking about vulnerability, that is the height. And you can reach heights that you never thought were possible. When we really get into energy, into the cunnilingi, I can't even say that word. I'm not even going to try and say it right now because it's all coming out as other words. When you really get into energy and that connection, everything becomes so much more powerful. Energy can come out of your hands. Energy can come out of other parts of your body. It is amazing. It is worth the wait. You are worth the wait. You are worth something that is beautiful, monumental, escalating, orgasmic, heightening. And that makes sense too, because everything about the new earth is about heightening our senses, heightening our awareness. Oh my gosh, we're moving into number 5. Almost done. We're going to wrap things up and close it in just a second. The fifth thing that you can't take into New Earth are old concepts of food and water. We are going to be moving into a much more crystalline body, a much less dense body that doesn't require as much food and water as we were programmed to believe. In terms of the marketing that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is not. That's from TV, from commercials. We have been programmed, we not only need to eat these 3 meals a day, but we need to have snacks and we need to have this and we need to have this certain amount of water. No, we don't. The body needs much less. And as we move into the new earth, we're going to start seeing that, feeling that, knowing that intrinsically. So this is again to plant a seed, and you can look at all the content that I produced about breatharianism, for example, that science basically said, and this is a biggie, that so many things that science says are not really true, that the human body cannot live beyond 3.5 days without food and water. Yes, it can. I am proof of that. I did 4 days. Some other people that I went through the breatharian process with did 5 days, 8 days. Our bodies are so much more powerful than we've been taught. We are going to wrap up now, and I'm going to leave you with some questions to mull over that address some of these categories. Okay, here's a really nice one. Why do I drink? Do I really like the taste? Are there certain occasions where it feels really good for me to partake in this activity because a lot of other people are doing it. It's a social requirement. Yeah, dig deep. Oh, relationships. I want to ask you, what is your best relationship and why? Then, what is your worst and why? For feminine and masculine, what are two views that you hold about the feminine and two views that you hold about men? Where did these come from? Where did you learn them? Are they true now? Food and water. Why is there fast food on every corner? Why is there major advertising about food, billboards about food? Why is it everywhere? Why is it inescapable? Because let me add this, I also believe that in an attempt to control us, food was one of the ways. Starvation, oh my gosh, I have to have this much food. I have to, have my cabinets stocked with food. Okay, what if you find freedom with food? What does that do to the world? And finally, what are your expectations of food? Lots to contemplate, think about, embody. And as we are moving into the new earth, I have created a really powerful tool called the 7 Principles of New Earth Living that you can get below. These are additional ways to help with ascension because it is an inside job. And please like, subscribe, share anything that's put on my channel because how do I say this? With passion and with intention. It is my soul's purpose here to guide humanity from 3D, 4D to 5D and beyond. So please share this information. This comes from my heart. This comes from my soul. This is my passion. This is what I'm here for. Mm. Much love to you. Ooh, and here's a great thought. Please comment below if you garnered something from the show, if you have something that you are struggling with. Let us know in terms of, if you're in a loop or if there's someone in your life that you just can't break yourself free of. Let us know. Let me know. Maybe there's someone else in our community that has a similar experience that they can share. This channel and this work, as you know, it's all about connection.